Hello everyone, Happy New Year and welcome to my first video in 2020. Today we're going to be clearing the Defiance of Fate, the Lightning Tyrant. This is the third battle for the fixed party trial, except this time we get to use our own units. So the first thing I'll be bringing is going to be Krilla. She's going to be my passive provoke tank. I've given her 100% immediate draw and also 100% dodge. As for Series element, you're going to be needing the dangerous one, which is Petrify, uh, Confuse and Paralyze, and also Disease. And Blind if you're using physical damage dealers. You're also going to be needing some Fire, Thunder, and Dark Resist, but you can just focus on either Dark or Fire because only those two elements are independent to each other, and the Thunder is in a mixed attack between all three. So yeah, my next unit is going to be Sylvie. She's going to be my buffer, and also my general support unit, doing whatever Sylvie does. Agent Olive's going to be my DPS. She's equipped with a lot of Demon Killer, and also with the status elements needed. Uh, Mira is going to be my healer and also buffer. She's built with a lot of spirit and a lot of HP, as a typical healer. Charlotte's going to be my magic tank. She's going to be covering, also with a lot of spirit and HP, built as a tank. I've forgotten one material slot there, but I think she'll survive fine. This is my Agent Olive friend. He isn't immune to blind, but I have Sylvie, so that's fine I guess. She can give ailments resist while also curing the ailments. So in his first turn, we're fighting the Essence of Despair. So you guys know that's where you fight with CG Darkfina and CG Terra, and the boss is immune to all of the elements except for fire. So I'm gonna try to use Agent Olive's Fire Imperil. So in its first turn, Krilla is going to use her Witchcraft on Calamity Brew and Dark Anima. Sylvie is going to give everyone some elemental resist and also break resist. Mira is going to use her intro and roaring crowd. Charlotte is just going to use her magic cover, and Agent Olive is going to use rapid blast to triple cast cannon fire bioweapon. This demon killer buff, and also this other cooldown. So cannon fire bioweapon, mechanical demon, and obliteration. Next, I'm gonna imbue with the olives with fire. So I'm going to, as you remember in this fight, you don't want to deal too much damage, because then it'll deal a lot of attacks. So I'm just gonna cast her imbue. I'm just gonna do a cast one imbue and one of her shattering shot. So dual cast the fire imbue and shattering shots. Next, Sylvie is going to boost everyone up and give some physical mitigation. Charlotte is going to give herself some magic mitigation. Krilla is going to use her debuilding pot and impending doom. Mira is going to cast her interlude and live concert for the AoE race, just in case we need it. Now the Agent Olives are gonna triple cast the scattering shot. Okay, so I think after this turn, the boss is just gonna use a very powerful physical AoE to wipe my team. So I'm gonna use Sylvie to give some barriers. Then I'm gonna give some defense and spirit buff to Mira. And I guess some ailments resist, since I think this boss is Lick's blind, but I'm not too sure. Krilla can just defend. Mira can just use her main verse. Okay, I got lucky that time. The boss didn't use his AoE physical attack. So now I can just finish off the boss. In the next turn, if Charlotte can just start countering. So I'm just gonna dual cast the scattering shot. Oh, I've read some of your comments saying that don't believe me that I'm not using any macro. So here I am. I am using an iPhone. So now you know that I am not using any macros to do my chaining. Okay, so now this is where the boss is going to drain all of our MP. No matter how much HP and spirit you have, defense or spirit you have, the boss will still drain everyone to 0. And I forgot to mention that on Mira, I actually have Concealing Cloth, which gives you the camouflage, which is not important, and the high ability. So what I'm going to do with Mira is I'm going to use the uh, hide ability so that her MP won't get drained, but everyone else will just get drained, which is unfortunate, but we're going to survive because we bought Sylvie. Oh, I forgot to evoke Carbuncle with Charlotte. My bad. So if I don't evoke Carbuncle in the next fight, just imagine that I use Carbuncle from Charlotte in that turn. And so far, I haven't used any LBs. Okay, so now we're gonna use our first LB using Charlotte. So that's 1 LB out of 10. And the Maw of Malice, as you know, is the one that you fought with King Rain and the Mastermind Zon, which punishes you if you use any elemental attacks. If you don't use any elemental attacks, it will just dispel itself of all buffs. But since I'm bringing Krilla an evade tank, they will be fine. So in his first turn, Sylvie is gonna dual cast. Let me help to herself and Krilla. Mira is going to use her playlist for Roaring Crowd and intro. Krilla is just gonna break using Calamity Brew. Or not, since I'm not really attacking, I'm just gonna use attack and magic pot to save my MP. And now Agent Olive is going to use the triple cast for bio weapon. Oh no, it's not enough. Uh, I think I'm just gonna single cast this cannon fire to shattering shot. Or maybe I can triple cast it actually. So I just reached the threshold. So now I can actually start imbuing and dealing damage. So now I'm gonna use Krilla to use her Calamity Brew and Dark Inanima. Sylvie is gonna give MP to the 2 olives. Same goes with Charlotte. You're gonna use her Healing Glory to give some MP back to everyone. The Aging Olives are going to triple cast. So I'm checking my Mira's fight resist. So I'm gonna triple cast the bioweapons, scattering shot, and the fire imbue. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna target Mira so that the boss doesn't punish me if I use fire attacks. So I'm gonna use Rapid Blast, bioweapon, scattering shot, and the fire imbue. So right after I tap the Asian Olives, I go straight to Mira. So she gets resisted. And now Mira is going to use Interlude and album cover. No, I think it's a good time for me to use the AoE re-raise. Live concert. Now Charlotte is gonna use this spell from Carbuncle. Spell the boss. Krilla is gonna use her debilitating pot and impending doom for the Imperil. The Agent Olives are going to triple cast their scattering shot, and this is going to drop the boss to 5%. And now Mira can use hide. Okay, let's see. Everyone is attack broken, so I don't need to use any cleanses. So Sylvie is gonna use her spring cleaning to give everyone some ailments resist, and withstand the elements to give some elemental resist. Mira is just gonna hide. Yeah, I think she'll just use hide. Or no, she has to buff. So I'm going to use her main verse. Main verse and fighting to give everyone some barriers. So this is where there's gonna be a lot of attacks. There's the MP drain, everyone's gonna drop to 0. No, if someone dies, it doesn't matter because we have re-raise. Trilla is taking all of the attacks. So the boss just dispelled itself, so I need to use some uh, Imperil. But I guess the olives can just... wait, I don't have enough MP for this. I'm just gonna give some MP back to Krilla and Mira. Charlotte can go ahead and use her LB Evoke Carbuncle now, so that's the Evoke Carbuncle mission. Mira can just use her cooldown, which reduces some fire resist, and the olives can just single chain their scattering shot. No, I think that's a waste of MP. I'm just gonna single cast the crippling shot. So now this is why you need disease resist on everyone, because now he's gonna inflict disease, but since I have ailments resist and also disease resist from equipment, no one is diseased. Because on the next fight, which is a name that I can't really pronounce, the Telfosanis, if anyone was diseased, everyone would have gotten inflicted with zombie, which is an ailment that makes all healing deal damage to your team. And also if you cast any type of raise ability, it will instantly kill them. So that's why disease resist is very important. Okay, so now in this turn, everyone has mana surprisingly. I know my two olives has like AIKD SMR, which restores MP, but I guess that's lucky. So now we're gonna use Charlotte's LB again. So that's the second time I used an LB. Still under 10. So these two sigils have a mechanic where it will imperil an element that you need to attack with, which is why Krilla is really good because she has all the elements with her. So she's gonna use her Calamity Brew to break, and then Geyser Shark Brew to deal lightning damage. And now Agent Olive's just going to triple cast their Cannon Fire, Bioweapon, Obliteration, and Blazing Cannonballs on the main boss. So Bioweapon and the Cannonballs. Mira is going to give everyone some AoE re-raise just in case, and also her intro. Sylvie is gonna give everyone some ailments resist, which I don't think you'll need in the third fight. Yeah, never mind. She'll just going to cast some elemental resist and also break resist. Now the boss has resisted himself with a lot of elemental resist, but since we have Krilla, we can dispel that. After Charlotte can stop countering, this is gonna take a while since she's gonna counter 3 enemies that just hit her with a lot of magic attacks. Okay, so we're fine. So now Krilla is gonna use her hindering chant to remove all those elemental resists and impending doom. And now the agent olives are just gonna triple cast chain their scattering shot. And this should one shot the boss because it actually has very low defense. So 7%. I believe everyone has AoE re-raise, so that's fine. So I'm just gonna defend with Charlotte. Sylvie is gonna use her LB to give everyone more elemental resist and also barrier. So that's only 3 LBs I've used so far. Mira is gonna use her interlude, and also I guess she doesn't do anything else. She just can cast her interlude. Oh wow, there's a lot of attack on Charlotte. Right, so now I'm just gonna triple cast chain Olive again, and this will hopefully one shot finish off the boss. Hopefully they're not blind or anything, but they are dispelled. So I'm going to use Charlotte to use her dispel on the boss. Sylvie is gonna imbue the olives with holy. Mira is going to use her cooldown to break the boss and imperil holy and fire, and this is gonna finish off the boss. So now the spirits are alive, but that's fine. Whenever the main boss is dead, they're just gonna self-destruct. And that's the fight. I'm sorry, this isn't really a guide per se because I'm using like my best units, and also with a lot of STMRs. Uh, I'm not sure how to do this with this type of team, but I'm pretty sure if you have enough creativity, you can clear this with whatever units that you have. So if you have these 3 units, Krilla, Sylvie, and Mira, you pretty much set on surviving the fight. You can use whatever magic tank you have and whatever DPS you have. You can do it slowly with whoever, or you can do it fast using Agent Olive or whatever meta units you have. So again, happy new year to everyone. I hope your new year resolution that you've made for this year will actually come true, and I'll see you guys whenever they decide to release a new trial. Thanks for watching.